it could be 10. It could be anything as long as it's greater than 3. If you have x is less than -4, this means that your answers will be less than -4. So think about the temperature. When it gets really, really cold, you could say we're 4 degrees below 0. And the colder it gets, we might have it be -10. That's going to be less than, because we're moving further away from that 0 mark. It could be -50. It could be -6.2, 6 2/10. So when you think about solutions that are less than with a negative sign, it's moving further away from 0. Also think about it with money. If you owed someone $4, that's -4. Well, you would rather owe someone $4 than -10. X is greater than or equal to 0. So when you see this bar underneath, that's meaning it's greater than or equal to, which means your solutions could be 0, could be 1, could be 1 1/3, could be 99. But the key is it could be 0 because of that bar. The same thing with x is less than or equal to 9. It could be 9, but it also could be 8 or 7 or -2. That bar underneath means includes. So it's going to include the 9. So I like to think about it as you're combining the less than symbol with an equal sign, kind of taking one of those lines and just combining it. Okay, so here we have a number line, and here we have this is x is greater than 1. So this means that numbers greater than 1 will be included in our graph on the number line. So that means that we can have, we could have 1 1/2, we could have 2, we could have 5, you could have all these numbers that are greater than 1. So what I like to do is I like to start at the 1. And because it's just greater than, we're not including the 1. And then we have to include some of these other numbers, like the 2 and the 3. So you're going to connect your open circle and make a bar. Now that open circle says that we are not including 1, but we could be including 1.000001, the smallest decimal, which is like right there. So we have to put an open circle to show that we are going to include the smallest of decimals after the 1. Now here we have x is less than or equal to 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the 4. I'm going to put an open circle. This is less than or equal to because, remember, that bar is going to include the equal sign, so we do have to color that in. So less than or equal to 4. So what numbers could we have? We could have 0, we could have 2, we could have -2. So you'll notice that those are all to the left. And now I'm going to draw my line with my arrow going to the left. You'll notice also that when you have the x on the left, take a look at the way that this inequality symbol is pointing. It's pointing to the left, like here. That only works when you have the letter on that left-hand side. Okay, let's take a look at these 4 problems. If you want, you can go ahead and pause the computer and just jot these down and see how you do. So we have x is greater than 2. So we have a greater than, and we have a 2. Greater than, open circle, arrow to the right. Greater than 4, open circle, again to the right. X is less than or equal to 0. So here you're going to put your circle, but we have to color it in because it's got that bar underneath, less than, going to the left. And then greater than or equal to -9, find your -9, color that in, and we're going to the right. Let's go back up to the second one. Let me just give you x is less than -4. So less than, we got -4, open circle, less than, going to the left. Let's take a look at this inequality. Got the number line down there with my 0. I'm not sure what my answer will be, so I haven't filled in the rest of it. So I have 3x minus 6 is greater than or equal to 12. So I know that I need to add 6 to both sides, just like I did with equations. And I have 3x is greater than or equal to 18. I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and I have x is greater than or equal to 6. So I'm just going to put in a -6 here. I've got greater than or equal to. I've got to color this in. It's closed, and my arrow goes to the right. Look at one more. -4x is less than 8. So it's a multiplication problem solved by division. Divide both sides by -4. However, I have to reverse the sign, and I have x is greater than -2. So I have, again, open circle. Oops, wrong side. Let me get rid of that. Got to go over here, -2. Need a new stylus. There you go, greater than -2. Okay. Hopefully this will help with your homework.